Welcome to another hallway hangout. This is a pattern party. Your hosts are Ann and Tara. This is just kind of a casual hang to go through the current call for testing. Paul on here has already gone through it, which is freaking awesome. I think you've answered almost every single call for testing, and you're, I think, the only one. So I want to give you a shout out at the top of this.
I wonder which
right?
I missed.
I'll show you.
I
I went back and I found one that I was like, hi, I didn't respond to this one. I'll send you a link and you can do it later this week retroactively.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just meant to, if you want to follow along and test as we go, you're welcome to as well. Originally we were going to stream this and have Tara go through it, and then I was going to be adding context as she was diving in. But now, we can keep this open if folks want to test alongside. You're welcome to do it. Tara, I'll hand it over to you if you want to.
All right.
I'm
gonna just share my whole desktop because there's a lot of windows here.
Do it. I like your background.
Thanks. It's honestly just one of the many options that came with the machine. It's thrillingly unique. Yeah, so and already said, but basically I was reading through the call for testing and I was like, I want to do this. It seems really straightforward and I want to give it a shot. So that's what's happening so far. All we have done is I set up a testing environment here in local. It's got the most recent WordPress version here. So I'm going to just start from the top of the testing steps. Feel free. I don't know if anybody would have questions but insights, anything that as I'm working, I don't have not participated in a call for testing yet. And yeah, so it's like the newest, this is like the be in public and embarrass yourself kind of strategy for working that I'm a big fan of. So, all right, we're going to do it. So I'm actually going to maybe separate these into two windows so we can have instructions visible.
This also helps me know if I'm actually good at writing instructions.
Yeah, it's the best way to know. I'm going to zoom in on the text a little. Maybe that'll make it more legible. Is that better for folks?
Much better.
Cool. And then I'll do the same here.
That might create some fun bugs, but
might find some weird stuff. Yeah. All right. I mean, at least I think most of us have probably seen a WordPress dashboard, so maybe I don't need to get too wild with the zoom in. Okay, we're going to install our theme. Not that one, that's already there. I have never used this theme.
TT1, yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't even confess all of the things I haven't done yet, but
no, you should. This is what we need. Like, this is exactly what we should have. I am loving this. Keep confessing. It's good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just my endless confessional.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
This is fantastic. Hold on. This is a new change in steps. So I'm going to update that for you. I actually know what the problem is. You need to install Gutenberg first. So with my instructions say to install the theme, but not Gutenberg first. So
and then Gutenberg is step 5.
I'm going to update that.
Can we add an enhancement thing of like, can that just not be so scary? Horrible? That message?
Right.
There is an issue for that somewhere. But I think they might have done an update to that recently. Let me find. For now, let me update this just while we're doing it. Install next week the Gutenberg plugin for.
How many minutes are we in? We're like 2 minutes in and we've already like, let's fix it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. All right. Instructions updated.
Well, I'm going to go, even though it's out of order, I'm going to go to the Gutenberg plugin because I feel like that might help with the content as well. Oh, look, and there it is updated. That was spectacular. I didn't even refresh that browser window.
Wait, really? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, my browser just suddenly now has it accurately. Okay, this one. Installing. We got through step 2. Well, actually, wait, we haven't yet. Let's see. Now we got through step 2. Now we're going to go back and do this theme again.
I wonder if it had installed the theme. No, yeah. So if you go back, it actually installed it, but what it does is it just doesn't activate it.
Oh yeah.
So see how it's right there. Yeah. Hilariously, this actually happened to me like a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think about it when writing the instructions.
That's how it goes. All right, create at least, I'm going to just do the import content
Yes.
because I don't know.
Which-
I haven't tried this.
Yeah. And the instructions should, I'm curious if this makes sense.
Okay, so I should save this file, I assume.
Or you can hit
Or-
download. Yeah. With the demo
Oh, I
content.
see. Thank you.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Which I actually up top say testing environment, download, import this demo Gutenberg content, but I should add that to that section too. Hold on. Mm-mm.
Okay, so tools, import. And there is no file. Would it be the RSS? Is that an RSS thing? It's an XML thing?
It is XML. So install now. So you have to actually do WordPress. So sorry. Yeah, down there.
No.
Yeah. And this is also up above. There's actually like a
I missed it.
instructions. No, I'm actually gonna update. There's a cool new lesson that Learn WordPress did around importing content. I think I can link to. I just need to find it. You're gonna
Yeah,
be
I
seeing
kind of
me over here.
intentionally did not prepare much.
I almost
Um,
wonder
go.
if that should be in the experiment, the experiment section on Gutenberg. Like, could there be just a click to import the content? I don't know, but just to have something.
Well, this content that is like I just updated everything. So there's like a link to a lesson too. This content's specifically for this test. So are you saying you'd have like demo content you'd automatically import, or because that would not probably work super well?
Right. I didn't realize it was content because there's also like block content. I didn't know. If it was
Yes.
like
Oh, yeah. That would also be cool though to have like a one pager of all the blocks or something. So if you wanted to quickly look at everything.
Yeah. Birgit did something like that for her talk.
Yeah, she has.
Kind of a standard layout. All right, it's importing.
So you
This
have
is the
to
thrilling
select
part of the party.
the existing user, just like select a random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then import submit. Yeah. Which this would go over if we really wanted to. I don't add all the instructions for this because there's a link to a lesson, but I've always wanted to
Totally.
play. Yes, totally. Demo content.
Now it's.
And you're gonna see all these fun pictures that I took that aren't very good. I'm like now regret that it's like on all these people's test sites. I'm like, great. I should have thought more about what pictures I chose.
Yeah.
Man, it's really taking its time.
It really is. This is just my local machine. I don't know what's going on.
It's thinking.
Sure is. There is I saw the comment about a plugin to auto generate. There's something in Drupal called Devel that does that, and it'll generate like 1,000 pieces of content per year or whatever. It's very nice.
It's also good for probably testing performance.
Yeah, a lot of it that I've used it for was like having performance problems on a host, and like if you're doing batch processes on like 4,000 pieces of content, like it's very hard to test that without a tool or a website that already has 4,000 pieces of content.
Yeah.
So,
I would
don't know
love that. Would be great. Yeah.
This is really, really taking.
I'm like kind of wondering if it needs to be. I'm way too impatient. I'd refresh that and see. The other option is checking to see if any posts actually got added. I've never seen an import take that long, and I've done some
super
wild imports. Yeah, I was like, this is not a complex import.
What is happening? Let's just look at the post.
Yeah, what do you see if you go to post all posts? You see, is anything in there?
Trying to load
Isn't
it.
Normally the submit button changed to doing things or not? Like
I don't
when it's
remember
doing
changing.
something.
I think it's pretty instant. Like it'll show. I think it will read
Yeah.
out imports though. Like it'll say like this is being added. So yeah.
No, I'm more
Local's
thinking if it was
just
doing
struggling.
something, shouldn't it change to be like, I'm doing something, I'm now disabled.
Right.
I have
wonder
no
if
idea
it's
what's happening.
It. Yeah.
It says down below, I can see it's waiting for the site. So I wonder.
9 posts. That seems like more than it should
Yes.
have.
That's there's 8.
Boom.
Aha. Okay, one
Cool.
thing to check is I wonder if the images didn't come through.
Came through.
Yeah, just view a post. Yeah,
Thank you.
and
Block
check
layer.
featured image,
Do.
dummy content. Okay, cool.
Oh, that looks
I
nice.
just want to make sure because I had an issue one time with the images.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So we have reached step 4 and completed step 4. Also step
5 is
5,
done. Yep.
site editor beta.
So that's just like make sure you have it.
It's actually working. All right,
Mhm.
got it. Go to pages, add new, create a page. Oops, all right. He's like asleep on my hand that is typing.
Amazing.
It's kind of a long title, but
This
different
is one of
things.
the issues with that theme right now. This giant
okay.
post
So maybe
title
it's my-
size. Mhm.
That's too bad. All right, so add the query loop block. I've never used the query loop block. Let's do this.
I'm so curious how you add this. Yeah,
Oh,
fascinating.
no. That's what I would do.
Mhm.
Select whichever pattern you want to build upon. I have no idea what that means in further register. Oh, next pattern. That looks useful.
Aha.
Cool. I'm so glad. I hope you're all enjoying mine. Just absolutely.
Do you think so?
Stumbling
In
in the dark.
previous calls for testing, I put more specific instructions around selecting different patterns. I can add something in there. Let's see.
I mean, it wasn't like hard to find that
Yeah,
arrow.
but still.
I think my general cluelessness around like this block in particular is also part of it, where I'm like, I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually touched it. So I don't
Mhm.
have experience.
Yeah.
My first guess was to touch these things, which I actually don't know what those do.
Different ways
Oh, is
to
this
view
like
the
a
same
gallery
patterns.
kind of to view the patterns? Okay,
Mhm.
let's do this one.
That's my favorite one.
It's so nice.
You
and there's,
chose
like, all these great-
correctly.
I am be allowed to stay. All right.
Turn into a
Select our
video
pattern.
game.
Okay. I'm not going to bother with the container block because I think I've
It's totally
already
fine.
achieved this step.
Mhm.
As many theme blocks listed above as you can. Okay. These are the theme blocks, right?
Yes.
And these are the ones that I could put in production today. And these are the ones that I can use because I have Gutenberg plugin. Cool.
Oh, I'm glad that was clear. You have no idea how long I spent getting that part.
Okay, so I feel like
Oh, you found list view.
post template. Okay, so what I am trying to sort out right now as I'm kind of
Mhm.
clicking around is, I think, in a question I've heard other people ask, which is, what exactly am I editing? Also, are there
There's 2, so that's part of the
query?
pattern. Mhm.
Okay, all right, cool. So I can edit them separately. That's
Mhm.
useful. Post template, post feature, image. What else can I add? Post comment. Nope. That's not a
Whoa,
thing.
weird. What happens if you write post? What? Something's broken.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I didn't double check.
No, that's
that
super weird.
everything's up to date, but I think
Oh, it's
it
put it
is.
on the selected block. What do you mean, Sean? Oh, what's shown in the inserter?
Which block do you have selected right now? That's a good question.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that is a good question. If I select that.
Not sure. Yeah, I'm curious.
That's so weird. Yeah.
There
Oh,
it is.
hey.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't
what
know
What were
what
you
I had
selecting
selected.
before? Okay, I'll test that later. I'll add that on my.
You know what? I think I might have been like
Yeah.
this. like on a single
On the spacer?
sub item.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to add a comment to the post template.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like it's not the, okay. Post is a verb in this case. Is it a verb?
Mm-mm. So this is what's
Okay.
interesting about these blocks. It's really confusing. So keep talking about what you're experiencing with this, because the post comment blocks are all under iteration right now from a design perspective.
Sure.
Like when you look at this, what do you?
I was expecting that it would list the existing comment on the post, and this, I don't know if I'm entering a comment like I also like adventures, or if I'm trying to select a comment.
Mhm.
Oh, not a number. Okay, so I think I'm trying to select a comment. I'm guessing there are not comments.
There are no comments now. This demo content's
Cool.
very, very boring.
Well, we can go do that. Add
Yeah.
one.
You might want to, well, that's gonna lose that.
I think I might have to come back and
There
do things
might
again,
be a
huh?
draft actually auto-saved. It probably should be.
Let's see. Can I mass comment? Probably not. That would be annoying.
You probably have to view them and then
Yeah. That's not what I wanted either. I did it twice the wrong way now.
this is really fun. Just see how if you hover, there you go. Yeah.
There we go. I also like adventures. Okay. Now we have one comment to work with, so that's cool. Then we're going to go back to the page, which has a draft of some level. We'll see what's in there. Oh, stuff's totally there.
Woohoo.
I still have actually no idea how to.
Yeah, this
If
is the
I'm
thing,
supposed to-
because you always remember your post number, your comment number. That's something.
I love this.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to delete that and try that again. Just see if I can make more sense out of it. So we have post, comment.
Do you also see how there's post comment and then there's post comments too? Like, what do you think the
Mhm.
difference is between those two?
I would assume one and a lot, but I also would assume when it's just one that it would be the most recent or else the first,
Mhm.
like being able to select a single one, or that's what I'm assuming is happening here.
Mhm.
I can't personally imagine needing to do that.
Yeah,
Post comments is now there.
agreed completely, Marcus. This is definitely a placeholder issue.
Yeah, placeholder would be useful. And then also see comments count. I like that.
Mhm.
Although it's not currently accurate, but maybe that's fine.
Yeah, that feels
Yeah, I
very
find this
underwhelming.
like a bit confusing, this one in particular.
Can I ask
Post
a
comments.
guiding question?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So right now you have the inserter open, but you haven't looked at the block sidebar at all?
Yeah.
Is that like, I'm just curious, like, is that because you don't expect to see things there? You expect to see like everything you can control?
No, I just mostly was just focused on what could be added.
Yeah,
But
because that's one of the things that's come up in feedback a lot is that it's expected. It's not always clear when you need to go where to manage
Mhm.
different settings.
Yeah. Especially, I think, because what it seems to me that I'm doing,
Mhm.
again, might not actually be doing this, but is altering a pattern rather than a single instance. And so I guess it didn't occur to me to go look at like the settings bar, because I sort of associate that so heavily with modifying a single appearance of a block.
Mhm. Well, what's interesting about the query loop block is that if you add a block within it, it'll replicate it kind of throughout. So like, let's say
Mhm.
you'd made a change to like the featured image block and change the size of the featured image, like
Let's
that
do that.
change will impact. So yeah, you could link to posts. Now every single one will have a link to the post. You can change the height and see how it'll change
That's
it
cool.
just in that query loop. It'll change it across. If you scroll down, you'll actually see it. well, or up
I think
maybe.
this one has this like,
Oh, that one doesn't
maybe a
have one.
broken
Okay,
image.
okay.
Let's do it on this side.
Yeah.
Let's do a different number. Mhm.
But yeah,
That's
it'll
cool.
show it
Also very
throughout.
nice
Mhm.
that
But it's not necessarily
like stretchy
intuitive, but
anymore.
that's the case. And then there's different scale options you can see on the side. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
see, all of this is hidden away in some ways. Like if you didn't know to check there, you wouldn't know that you could manage these things.
Right. There are an awful lot of like these 3-dot menus.
Yeah, I went to a meetup group and someone was like, always look behind a 3-dot. Everything that's like 3-dot power menu, it's probably hidden
You
in
will
there.
find the secrets to the universe behind the 3-dot menu.
And I was like, wow, that's so accurate. And then like, the next day I was looking at a design that had something in the 3-dot menu and I was like, oh no, like this is.
It's in there. The secrets are all in there. I'm gonna hit publish and see
Go
what
for
this
it.
looks like.
Aha, so this is another interesting thing is you don't trust that what you're seeing in the editor is going to match the front end, which is
Well, I
smart.
was curious, specifically the thing that I was nervous about was the post comment, single post comment being still like a text entry box. I was like, is that going to render? Is that not going to render? Comments are closed doesn't seem correct, but maybe it is.
Discussion is where that's.
Thank you. So I made a comment when they were illegal. Interesting. And then if I reload, will it remember that there's a comment there?
So that's for this specific post, but you'd have to, I can't explain why it's showing like that.
Okay, no worries. I was just curious what's
I
going
wonder,
on here.
actually, can you open up list view? Sorry, I just wonder where, yeah, that thing. So I wonder if it's because it's not inside. Yeah,
Not
drag
nested.
it. Yeah.
Drag all these in there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Wow.
I think it's that they think it needs to be beside the thing before it works, and that's probably a bug that you shouldn't be able to place it outside the thing. So that's a really good catch.
Yeah, there's an
Right,
open
it
issue
should-
about that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tammy, didn't you open an issue about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I think I linked to that in today's corridor meeting, actually. Yeah, considering
This is nice to be able to make this look different. Because out of the box,
That was
it
how
was pretty. Sorry.
That was how I empathized, because I'd done exactly the same thing. That's fine.
So yeah, I'm gonna use my extreme design skills honed over years of being a backend developer to make this look like a comment, whatever that means.
What other,
all right.
Also another thing is like, is there anything you're missing? Like right now, my brain goes straight to wanting like dimension controls, like padding and margin and stuff.
Padding, yeah, padding absolutely is kind of rough. Or I feel like a lot of the blocks that have been in for a while have very sensible defaults of like, this now looks like a comment or this looks different. So I don't know that I need padding, but that's something that looks like a comment versus just it looked previously it looked very much like the date or the body of the post or whatever. So
yeah,
that'd be nice. I still don't know what this does.
Would be nice to have style variations too, like in the transform menu. That would be kind of a cool
especially given like this is two very similar query loops. Like maybe if you wanted to differentiate them more, I'm not sure if you would. There's some padding, but that's on the whole thing. Okay. All right, let's go back to the testing steps so I can remember what I'm doing, because I've gotten far off.
It's very open-ended. It's like try some things, use as many as you can.
Comment heavy pattern, indeed. Let's see.
I may or may not have done that because I knew that the comment block is under design right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna lightly nudge people
just
to break
give
these.
it a try and let us know how it works. All right, let's see.
And then there's some
What
below like pictures of possible like inspirational, some designers. And I know Tammy, you're doing the patterns a day. I'll link to that. I guessed correctly the name.
Gonna
Yeah,
go make
Tammy's doing
new
a
query
cool
loop
daily
box.
pattern. Do it.
So I'll put a little divider so that I know what I'm doing. Keep it slightly organized. All right. What do we have? This is sort of like post about space. Let's try that one. So here's a query loop. There's the
Mhm.
post template, and then there's like 3, well, actually a lot of them. Can I change
How do you
the
think
number?
you'd change that? Yeah, I'm just gonna let you.
I would assume over here. I
Mhm.
don't
You would
see
think.
it. Beyond that, what else would I do? That looks good.
Nice.
All right, now we have 3. This one is so much shorter and more boring, doesn't have any pictures.
Mhm.
And then if I wanted to, okay, I'm just going to try to make this thing roughly.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna,
like the ambition. This is the extra task. This is the like if you're feeling brave. I love it.
I was hoping, okay, like a text, a header.
Huh?
Is that okay? I don't know
Interesting.
what I just did.
Tell me. Okay, yeah. You added one.
Well, I was trying to sort of put a header for the
Okay.
section,
Mhm.
and I don't know if that should go in the query loop block or not. Posts about hiking.
You got the theme that I have going.
It's pretty subtle, all these beautiful photos. And then what I want, okay, what I would really like to do here that I
Mhm.
don't know how to do would be if these 3 posts all had a tag of hiking or categorized as hiking, and then I could pick hiking and have it populate like post about variable
Mhm.
description of hiking. I don't know if that's possible, and I just don't know how
So
or not.
try going back to the overall query loops. If you select the overall query loop, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Remember all these settings over here? So right
Mhm.
now, it actually isn't filtering by a category. It's just showing the most recent post.
Ah,
Aha.
hikes.
Yeah, I
Aha,
did add
thank you for doing
categories to
that.
this. Yeah,
Perfect.
you're welcome. It's like
Okay, so
hikes,
we've
and there's
got,
one that I can't remember. It's like travel or something. If you wanted to really,
indeed,
wow,
but
okay,
I don't need both.
very predictable here. Yeah.
So then inherit query from template seems
Did you
promising.
update that because you're worried it's not going to save?
Yeah, 100%. Sorry
Love
if I'm
it
not
so
supposed to
much.
do that.
No, it's
It's
great.
like if that button becomes clickable, I compulsively click it.
Oh, interesting.
So
You just switch the post. It
mostly
doesn't
I just did that too.
remember the previous category.
Oh, that stinks. Okay. All right,
That's a
hikes,
bugger
cool.
feature.
I don't think that's a feature. No.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I don't know what this means, and I feel like I should know what it means. Because that feels like where I could possibly do something where I'm like pulling in the information that's in the general query loop. But I could be.
That is what it means, but
Yeah.
it's very,
All right.
it's a complicated topic to explain. And
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
sentence.
absolutely.
like any description there.
Okay.
First, you must understand the template hierarchy, and then it's very easy to explain.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
tries to
okay.
explain it there. I
Right,
think you
it's
might
like
have lost your hikes though when you toggled it. Oh
Mhm.
no, it's still there. Okay,
No, it's still there. Okay.
I thought you might have.
So I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't.
Well, when you toggle it on, yeah, it. Okay. Sorry, I'm a bit baffled. I'm gonna just let it be.
Mhm.
I think. So yeah, what I would do if I was at work and someone gave me this, what I would do from here would be to add like a paragraph. No, not there. Somewhere else. Under here,
Mhm.
that would say, these are all great posts about hiking.
10 out of 10 writing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Except I can't type.
More of some cupcake edition.
All right.
Is what-
Center that.
Mhm.
And then there's no images here. And that's a bummer because hiking is pretty.
What would you want to do if you wanted to add an image?
Gonna go here again. I think I've got the right thing selected. Not sure though. Image. Nope. That's the wrong thing. Featured image.
Yes.
Now it's entirely in the wrong spot, but it's there.
I've
This
also worried
is-
about that, like that impulse to just add image, like rather than thinking about future image. But yeah,
Yeah. And then I would probably try to make it bigger to match the mock-up, which isn't quite going to work just because there's not padding and things, but. And then can I cut the amount of excerpt? I don't think so.
yeah. No, this is
I
It's all
think
right
so.
though.
mm-mm.
That's a good instinct though.
Yeah, there's an open
It's-
issue for that too.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm almost positive I'll find.
So yeah, kind of looks the same. Oh, I don't have a date though. I could add a date. No, it does have a date. It's just out of order.
There you go.
There we go. How much can I make that look different? There we go.
Yes. Yeah, change excerpt and post link. This is the
Probably not necessary to go to that level of details. Cool. All right. The rest of this, I don't think I need to worry about. Now it kind of look the same except color.
I also don't think they have the post excerpt in that one. You should probably just
Oh, you're right.
delete
They
it.
totally don't.
Yeah. Since
Let's
it's obnoxious
just-
looking right now. Like, you know.
Just candy. It just makes me want candy.
Mhm.
Okay, I cannot seem to delete it here.
So you're trying to delete from list view? Is that yeah?
Yeah, I was over here hoping I could,
Mhm.
but if I do this maybe,
Crushed it.
and crushed it. There's not borders, but there are colors. Nope, that's not what we're looking to do. Why did that happen?
Yeah, this is also a really confusing experience.
There we go. That's what I was hoping for.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of stuff. It might be because of the way I'm displaying the site, but like obviously text here. And
Yeah, do you
these
I don't-
cool different colors is not a thing. that
is
I
it
could figure out.
zoomed in your screen right now?
I think I undid that, but let's just
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like what the issue could be. Do you mind screenshotting that?
not at all.
God, that's bad. Amazing.
All right. Cool. Wait, want this back? That's what I want to see again. Yeah, because I don't
Hmm.
think there's a way I can do like alternating colors. But
Not that
could
I
do a
yeah, I don't know how they did that.
gradient.
No.
Yeah, let's do a cool gradient. Yeah, there we go. I'm a designer.
Hear me roar.
All right. We are like 5 minutes before when we said we were going to wrap up.
Mhm.
So I'm going to stop bouncing around in the editor and see if anybody has questions or just wants to chat about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanna
Anything
know
we
how
did
they
today.
did this pattern now. I'm like wondering if they did separate columns and then individual.
CSS classes or something.
Yeah,
Is
there
that
could
a
be
query loop
classes.
pattern or is it just a generic pattern?
It's a query loop pattern. So I wonder, yeah, it's probably CSS. I don't know. I'm gonna ask the designer about it.
Where's
It'd be
that
cool to know.
linked?
It's on like I got some early designs from some upcoming potential patterns to the pattern library. So it might be in the pattern library, like GitHub repo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's in the post.
So yeah.
This is
Well, this
great
was
though. I feel
fun,
like you
Anne.
found
Thank
a
you for
bunch of
joining me.
bugs. Yeah. No, now I'm like, how do I need to figure out how to put all this feedback into, we might want to, after this, like sync up and just kind of write out high level stuff that you found and then make sure. I'm almost positive the only thing that didn't have an issue is what you just found at the very end where it's bleeding over the edge. I feel like there should be
Yeah.
something to prevent that, or I don't even know.
Yeah.
I definitely
There
want to
should
file an
be.
issue for it.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you see how narrow it is right now, what would you do if you
Yes.
wanted to change that?
That is a good question.
Pick a new theme.
I was gonna say,
I'm
pick a
joking,
new
I'm joking,
theme, pick a new pattern. Okay, let's try though. Padding.
Yeah, I just wanted
Good.
to challenge you to be like, if you wanted them to not be as narrow.
Okay,
Where's
what do I
your
have selected?
brain
I have
go?
the group selected. Nope, that did terrible things. Not gonna do that. The other thing I would consider is where I'm now, was it over here? The thing where I picked how many items. There we go.
Mhm.
I think it's this.
If you keep, it's one more actually.
One more.
Yep.
That if I could change the columns. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
You can,
Because then I think I
Mhm.
just changed everything. There we
there
go.
you go.
Columns like 2 or 1. In terms of if I wanted it to overflow this
Mhm,
invisible column,
mhm.
not
What
sure.
about, so if you go back up to the toolbar and like go to,
this
yeah,
one?
keep scrolling through, keep going right there. Next one over with the, I wish I could draw
Other
on your
way.
screen.
This
There
thing.
you go, that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's cool, but it's also like hard to find, right? So I was just curious, like,
Yeah.
that's where I was like, where does your brain go? Like, where do you want these settings to be? Because that's something to figure out right now is the information architecture of all this stuff is like the
Mhm,
tools are, we're just adding them in, which is great. And like, there's all sorts of controls, but there needs to
There's,
be
yeah.
refinement here. And Rich, I don't know if he's listening, but I actually found an issue from him today that talked about like, so I can find it real quick. Of like, hey, we're adding all these things in, that's great, but we also need to kind of make this a little bit more intuitive. Yeah, simplify layout dimension controls across blocks, unified all definition to it.
And intuitive is not maybe putting it behind the 3 dots, which is adorable of us, but it's like putting it, it's like the teenage thing of I put it in my wardrobe, the room's clean, right?
Mhm,
It's that,
mhm,
that's what we're doing. It's
How
not
it
good.
looks clear, right? Yeah.
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 Awesome.
That was cool though, to have that as an option.
Yeah, once you
So I'm
find it,
glad
it's
we
like,
found
oh,
it.
this is really awesome. And this is an advanced user tool. And eventually the goal with the block is
Right.
for it to power more user-friendly blocks.
Mhm.
So things like the latest post list, and then, you know, having more integrated patterns where the current ones are fine, but they're not like, wow, you know, like they get you started, but you do need to still do a level of customization.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to see some additional patterns integrated in there, along with like the pattern library.
Absolutely.
Like we actually were able to have the pattern library in the inserter, so you could go back and, you know, open the inserter and then select all these different kind of patterns, like some of the ones listed here. So yeah, like imagine you could search from within here to find query loop patterns directly rather than having to
That'd be
tinker with your
awesome.
own, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because I think also it's one thing to try to figure out how to create this mock-up, and it's another thing to be like, well, this is pretty close, and start from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between like a user or a site owner, you know,
Mhm.
like using one of these tools, one of these patterns and like kind of tweaking a little bit versus a maybe designer or developer saying, okay, how do I create a pattern?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think we're still at that early stage where there's a lot of complexity, just because we're trying to get it to work. Like, okay, we're just trying to figure out how to get a developer, even though it's complex, can they create a pattern to do what they want? And then,
Mhm.
you know, then hopefully as we go, we can get it to the easier stages of, okay, any user can now like tweak these things to do what they want, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the view now is probably a little more towards like, okay, a theme developer or someone along those
Mhm.
lines of like, can they have some WordPress knowledge, they have some knowledge of what
Right.
the system already can do, kind of, and then
Mhm,
can we build tools? Not too complex, but like, you know, a little complexity in there that, but they can
Right.
figure it out too. So it's hard.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's cool. It's really exciting
Yeah.
to see this. Yeah, it's exciting.
I
As much
also
as I
look,
bumped into things.
I also look forward to be able to save the patterns that we create.
Yes, with
Yeah.
ease. Yes, yeah, agreed.
I have
Especially
no
if you
idea
found
how I
something you
would
really
do-
liked.
Right.
Yeah, it's not very difficult, but it is difficult to do right now. So it's eventually long term pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Well, let's wrap up. I
Well,
don't want to go too long. Are
yeah,
you
thank
cool
you
with that,
all
Tara?
for coming and watching me bump around in the dark.
Thanks for being our guinea pig.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Anytime. I'll probably do this again. I don't know, next call for testing, but
Woohoo.
soon. So
Cool.
if you ever want to see somebody bump around and not know what's going on, I'm your girl.
What we need. I'll post a recap
Yeah.
on the make test site for anyone who missed this. And otherwise, I will see you all in Slack. And if you haven't yet, please take part in the testing and break more things.
Break
Awesome.
the things.
Break the things. All right.
Cheers.
See
Bye,
ya.
y'all.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.